BuckeyeHuddle.com. Still here in Cincinnati, Anderson High School, a place that sent a lot of guys to a lot of big programs around the country. For Ohio State fans, it's the home of Andrew Norwell. But we're here. They've got a lot of talent right now. We've got Caden Piening here, 2025 tight end prospect, 6'4", about 230 pounds, getting a lot of looks. You got some early offers. What are some of the early offers you've picked up so far?
My first offer that I received was from the University of Kentucky, and then the same day I got offered from West Virginia after school, but my most recent one was probably Rutgers.
So what's that day like when you get 2 Power Fives in one day? You get kind of that weight off your shoulders of, am I really a Division I prospect? That question's answered. You get 2 big offers. What was that like for you?
I just remember coming out on the field, and then the coaches were out there, but I wasn't really expecting much. And then after they said that we were gonna go ahead and give you an offer, I was very excited, especially at such a young age, getting my first ever offer.
Yeah. You're getting a lot of interest too. Who are some schools kind of showing interest that maybe haven't offered yet, but they're interested in you?
Notre Dame is a big one that has been showing a lot of interest. They really want me to come up for their Pot of Gold Day, which is on St. Patrick's Day. And then I plan to go to Tennessee, and then West Virginia's offered, but I'm definitely going to go out and visit them.
Yep. Notre Dame's obviously had some success recruiting Ohio over the years, some success recruiting the Cincinnati area. They've got a bunch of Ohio guys on their staff. Have you talked to anyone there specifically yet, or kind of what's your interest level in Notre Dame at this point?
I've talked to Coach Nyer. He was here with the head coach, and then there's another coach. But I've really stayed in contact with all of them mainly.
What is it about Notre Dame, I guess, that has your early interest so far?
I talked about the West Virginia coaches, not Notre Dame. But the Notre Dame, I was Bowden. Yep. I talked to him, and then Coach Parker. Yep. And so I talked to them. But Notre Dame, it's really my size. They really like and how I can move.
Yep. And then we'll talk about West Virginia. They're obviously recruiting this program very hard right now. You said they've given you an early offer. What do you like about them so far? And it sounds like you're going to go back there in the spring at some point.
I really like the coaches' energy and how they talked about me. I know a lot of coaches really say the same thing, but I feel like their energy and their vibe, I really liked it.
Yep. Now, Ohio State, you've visited several times. Tell me how many games you went to last year.
I went to 3 games.
Okay. You said you were at Wisconsin and Iowa were 2 of the games you were at. Obviously, those were both big wins for Ohio State. What are some of your takeaways, I guess, from those visits? Just your thoughts on the atmosphere and just kind of your general impressions.
The atmosphere is pretty crazy, especially with the seating. I think it was 100,000 in the stadium, and just especially the night game with the blackout, it was pretty crazy with all the fans.
Yep. Now you, unfortunately, there was a change at tight end coach. Keenan Bailey, a young guy stepping in, doing a lot of the recruiting now, but he can't reach out to you at this point, obviously, with the contact rules for rising juniors. So you haven't had a chance to connect with him yet. Is that correct?
I've spoke to him once over the phone, and then he said we'll definitely connect and have me come down and meet him.
Gotcha. So that's just getting started. But you had been talking to Kevin Wilson, correct?
Yes,
and just what were your thoughts on him and just kind of the Ohio State program in general, just from your conversations with Kevin Wilson?
I really like their work ethic, especially when I went to one of their practices after our 7-on-7, and it was very fast tempo, and they were always doing everything super fast.
Yep. Growing up in this part of the country, is Ohio State a school you've watched a lot, or kind of who do you like to turn on Saturdays?
My family is a huge Ohio State fan, the whole family, so that's mainly what's on the TV on Saturday.
Going to get this relationship going with Keenan Bailey now. They're obviously looking at you pretty closely. I mean, you got invited to all the games last year. That's pretty serious for a young guy. You're only a sophomore at that point. But what would an offer from Ohio State mean for you? Obviously you've got a long time to worry about where you're going, decisions and things like that. But how would that maybe impact your recruiting process if they would kind of jump into the mix?
Ohio State's definitely been my dream school since I've been younger. So I definitely think it's one of my dreams to get an offer from Ohio State, and I'd be very excited. But I feel like if I get that offer, then a lot of other schools would be like, oh, Ohio State offered, then we should start looking at this. Good.
What have you, you've been up there a little bit, you're going to learn more about the program, but, you said family's Ohio State fans. What do you know about the program at this point, just from watching them, or there's some things that stood out to you? Because obviously, just your family just being fans doesn't necessarily make you a fan, but you've obviously seen something in the program over the years that's caught your interest. What are maybe some fond memories or some things you've liked about the program that have kind of made you a fan too?
So after the game, we usually go into the locker room, and just after the game, if they win, they'll sing their song and slap the score onto the side of the wall. And I just definitely feel like just their energy and their like team bonding, because they talk about their schedule and stuff, that they're always with each other, and it's just like almost like a brotherhood.
Yeah. What's going on? You said you got some spring stuff coming up. Are there some camp plans, like college camp plans this summer? Because this is kind of the big year for your class as far as summer camps. Are there some schools you want to camp with and work out with?
I definitely want to go to the schools that I didn't get to go to last season, so like West Virginia, some of the farther schools like Auburn or Clemson, the ones I couldn't really make it out to.
Yep. What's important to you right now as you start looking at these schools, going on visits? What are some things that are going to kind of help you formulate your decision, or at least formulate the schools you're going to be serious about?
Definitely the coaching staff. I know the coaches may leave, but definitely like the atmosphere in the facility and just how they treat me. Like if I feel wanted there, then I definitely feel like that'd be a school that I'd like to go to.
What do you think it is about your game that's getting all this interest? There's some guys, some tight end prospects are just kind of tall, wide receivers. You're not. You're very much kind of a prototypical tight end body at this point. We're not playing the guessing game on where you're going to end up, I don't think, as far as position. So what do you think you've put on tape or you've shown people that's getting this interest in you?
I feel like a lot of the coaches like how I block, and especially my size, because my freshman year highlights were a lot of my catches, and then this past season was a lot of my blocking. So I really could show that I could do both.
I know that's kind of a thing especially with recruiting, is you're trying to sell guys that they're going to be pass catchers as tight ends, but ultimately in college and especially in the NFL, you do have to, like even Travis Kelce has to be able to block. How seriously do you take that? How much do you enjoy that component of the game? Because that's maybe not always the most fun parts. Not as fun as catching a touchdown pass necessarily, but how much do you enjoy that component to playing position?
I actually enjoy it a lot, just especially blocking someone to like just create a hole for the running back, because I'll do whatever it takes for the team to win. So if it's me not getting all the touchdowns or all the catches and having to like be down in the trenches, then I'll definitely do whatever it takes.
That being said, pancaking somebody to spring a big run or catching a touchdown pass?
I'd probably say catching a touchdown pass, probably because of all the fans going crazy, but I definitely feel like giving a pancake for your running back to score a touchdown is definitely has its parts too.
Yep. Cool. Well, we appreciate your time, Caden. Good luck here on your visits coming up. We'll be seeing a lot of you here, I think, in the next few months as you hit some visits and hit some camps in the summer. And great job with your development so far. Keep working at it.
Thank you.